and happy Saturday evening to all of you fine folks out there in online land. It's time for the Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We're glad you invited us into your home tonight. Hope all is going well with you. And as you can tell, I am on remote location tonight. Remote location in downtown Thomasville, Georgia. That's where I'm broadcasting live from. We're also broadcasting live from our studios in Thompsontown, Georgia. And first time ever, 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And we're broadcasting to you live at our remote studios at Booth 12 at Duff's Smorgasbord in Dothan, Alabama tonight. Coming to you live at all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, and 3 sunken islands. And our rerun this week you can catch it online following the replay of the 1988 Democratic National Convention featuring Michael Dukakis. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time tonight, we are live on the big screen. Are y'all ready, boys?
Yes,
let's go with it.
Omar's, Emu Oil, cane syrup, hot tamales, VCR rentals, used rubber tires, and Noni Juice Bar in Sweet Lips, Tennessee.
I'm
Oh,
gonna put that.
I think I've been there.
We want to say a big thank you to Omar. We appreciate him. Guys, we want to say we hope all of you have a safe Memorial Day. And we got a very special presentation at the very beginning here. We want to get out of the way before I turn it over to Charlie. But we want to remind you this weekend that Memorial Day is more than about grilling hot dogs and hamburgers and fishing on the lake. It's about stopping for just a moment to honor the selfless sacrifice of all of the men and women that have given their lives to protect our freedom in America. And it is an honor for us to be able to do that. And we want to honor today. We're going to do this at the very beginning here. We want to honor all of the men and women in this country that have given their lives and sacrificed that we could have the freedom to be here on a Saturday night and do this program live for you folks. So just sit back for just about the next 3 to 5 minutes and watch this little video if you don't mind.
We're about to give tribute to the soldiers from Miller County, Georgia, that have fallen in battle serving this great nation, so that we may preserve peace and freedom. And we've come to a point in America to where we mostly just recite the words to the Pledge of Allegiance. But the words have a deep meaning. Now we're going to attempt to give meaning to the words.
I, me, an individual, a committee of one,
Pledge.
dedicate all of my worldly goods to give without self-pity,
Allegiance.
my love and my devotion.
To the flag.
Our standard, oh glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there is respect because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts freedom is everybody's job.
Of the United
That means that we have all come together.
States.
Individual communities that have united into 50 great states. 50 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose, and that's love for country.
Of America and to the Republic.
A state in which sovereign power is vested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people.
For which it stands one nation.
Meaning united as one people group in solidarity and service.
Under God.
So ordained and blessed by the God of the universe.
Indivisible.
Incapable of being divided.
With liberty.
Which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation.
And justice.
The principle or equality of dealing fairly with others.
For all.
Which means, ladies and gentlemen, it's as much your country as it is mine. thank you. All of you that served our country, all of you that gave your life for our freedom, we say thank you. We salute you. We honor you. Charlie, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to step away for just a little bit, and I'll be back to join y'all.
All right, we hate it, Marvin, that the folks over there in Thomasville, Georgia, won't let you get out of your vehicle. I don't know if I don't know if Floyd's offended some group over there or not, what the occasion may be, but it looks like the boy's trapped in his vehicle as far as I could see. You know, listening to that, great job you guys did with that. Let me tell you, that was fantastic. But you can't help but listen to it and listen to the definitions that were given during that and wonder, did they really win us the freedoms? Because some of those freedoms we're getting to a point now in this country we don't have anymore. Is that dawned on you, Floyd?
Yeah, it's slipping away. It's slipping away.
Yeah.
The things that they did, and they didn't voluntarily go overseas or wherever and voluntarily stand in line to get killed. They got killed serving this country, believing in this country, believing in this nation, and standing up for the freedoms that we have enjoyed since World War II. That gave us the opportunity to build this great nation. And those guys that came back home from over there, they might not have got wounded or perished in battle or anything, but they brought some scars back with them. But they were tough enough, and they had the resilience enough to help us build this great nation to where we are, to where we've been. But it's very, very quickly evaporating, and it doesn't take long for it to be not recognizable to what it was 40 years ago. So,
I have the same feelings you do, but today I saw something that was encouraging. If we had more parents like this, I think we'd have a better country to live in. I was at a hot dog stand, and a father and his two little girls came in. They got up on the stools. They were probably, I'm gonna guess, 4 and 5 years old. They were real close together, real young. And something was said about being that place was going to be closed Memorial Day. And the little girl looked at her dad and said, "Daddy, what's Memorial Day?" And he said, "It's a day that we honor the folks that fought and died for the freedoms that we have in this nation." And one little girl says, "What kind of freedom?" And you always, if you use what's going on in the moment to make an example, it might hit home with them. He said, the freedom for us to come out here and eat chili dogs and drink milkshakes. So he had it right. It gets down to gets right back down to everything we enjoy in this nation we're able to do with freedom is because that group of folks gave their lives that we could do it through fighting. Uh, I'll turn it over to Floyd B. Lloyd. What's going on in the Lloyd world?
got my road paved. Got the road no longer tobacco road, wide open. It's open for business. We're gonna change the name of it to Flamingo Boulevard. In fact, I got a flamingo print coat that I started to put on tonight, but I said no, I'll be in this Memorial Day, and on all that, I'm not gonna wear it. I might wear it next week. It's kind of a celebration to the reopening of Flamingo Boulevard. Both lanes going east and west. Both the lanes are paved. The paving crew come in here and finished it up. It took them about an hour to finish paving, and they've gone to other parts of Colquitt, Georgia. Our city manager and our director of public works are doing a fantastic job of organizing all of that and getting people to really to snap into line and do the job that they promised that they was going to do. I know that's going on behind the scenes. I hadn't heard it, hadn't experienced any of it, but I know what's going on behind the scenes because these guys came in here just as nice as they could be, got everything paved, but don't have any stripes on the road. Don't have any stripes on the road. And you know, at night when you're driving at night and everything, you need the white lines on the side of the road. The yellow line. I wish we had like a double yellow line going all the way down the middle of the road there, keep folks from weaving, back and forth. and maybe crashing into somebody and hurting them. But we got some people that live on this road that some of them are elderly, and we can't see like little folks. We can't see like young folks can. So I'd like to get those white lines, if you will, put on there.
What about the yellow lines?
Yellow line down the middle of the road, so there wouldn't be any passing. You know, This is a no passing zone.
Okay.
But I have seen folks pass on this road. We had a lady, older lady that lived out here right wasn't long after when we moved in. She had a big old Crown Victoria, and man, she'd get in that thing, and let me tell you what, when she fired that boy up and come out, she come out backwards. She come out back in the overdrive, and she's gone. Man, she'd be gone. But she handled it pretty good until one time I think she run into a mailbox. But other than that, got a lot of cautious drivers here in Miller County, Coffee, Georgia. We got the police going too here. Man, you talk about revenue. So I've been out and about a little bit over the last 2 or 3 days. And man, the blue lights flashing everywhere. They blue lights everywhere. They walk up back to the window and then poor folks looking out the window with that forlorn look, about I wonder how much this is gonna cost and how much it's gonna make the insurance go up. But they got this little pad there, they writing tickets. Tickets equals revenue is what I
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fire department might be able to buy some new equipment with some of that money.
We sure could use it.
Well,
they got sirens though. Let me tell you, I hear sirens going off all the time with the fire trucks and all that. Some folks used to complain. I remember years ago, I used to live out in the country out there. My house caught on fire one night, and wasn't long. Me and they were remodeling an old 100-year-old house out there. And anyway, house caught on fire, smoke coming out the top of it. And I called up there, telling all of them. This was back in about 1973 or 4 or 5. And I called up there and I told him, man, my house is on fire. Mullet Carpenter, he one of the first ones out there. Mullet Carpenter and Junior Richardson. Junior Richardson had to turn his truck over getting down there when it made that turn coming down Uncle Charlie's Road off of Bellevue Road, had it up on 2 wheels. Because I was down at the end of the road, the dirt road. We lived on a dirt road, dead end dirt road. I was down at the end of the dirt road. I was flashing my light so they could see me. Here comes Junior. And Junior Richardson, he 2-wheeled it in there, had it on an old pickup truck, some kind of old pickup truck. We don't know what it was. He was headed to the house. But I hear them sirens. I heard them when they come across the railroad tracks on the Bellevue Highway coming out there. And then later on, I hear there was a fella lived on the Bellevue Highway. He complaining about sirens all in the night. See, it was about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something like that. Me and they didn't get ready to go to bed. And I called fire department. Here they come. And I heard the siren when they crossed the railroad track on the Bellevue Highway. 5 miles, I heard them. Man, that was a beautiful sound. Anyway, they come on down, the siren still blasting all the way on down to my house. Got down there about 10 gallons of water. They put the firehouse up there and they had it. Man, I'd have been ashes. Me and Nadine both would have been ashes if they hadn't come out there. But that's what, you can't please everybody, Charlie. You can't please, don't even try. But y'all keep them sirens blowing there, Chief. You keep them blowing. They don't bother me at all. Don't bother me. Nadine say, here's what she'll say. We hear the siren, and you know what she'll say? She said, God bless the first responders. God bless them. God be with them and be with the people that they going to rescue.
I tell you what, it's getting to be more and more now. We don't know. It's times is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Times is changing. I did never think I'd have to worry about trying to come up with the money to buy bulletproof vests, but that's now an issue that we have to. I see our neighbors down in Decatur County, the fire department down there got them, but we just ain't been able to afford them yet to put some of our first responders in there, especially the ones that goes on some of the medical calls with EMS. I'd love to be able to put them in some bulletproof vests, but man, we just ain't got the money. Them things is expensive.
You mean y'all come up on folks, y'all coming to rescue them or save their life or something, and you got somebody wanting to show out when y'all show up at the house?
Man, listen, we ain't the good guys no more. We ain't.
That's right. I remember,
we ain't the good guys no more.
That's changed here in the last 2 or 3 couple of years.
Yeah.
Organizations that are organized and recognized that are out to do away with the police, and they recognize. I mean, they bona fide.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's one of the things we was talking about a little bit earlier. Them boys that went over there. I noticed those signs. That sign those signs, those crosses were Miller County people. They were Miller County boys, young
Yeah.
men from Miller County, Georgia. 34, 38, I can't remember exactly how many crosses were there. But see, that was lives that snuffed out, that didn't have an opportunity to come back and make something of themselves and make a difference and make a difference, a better difference in Miller County, Georgia. Those were just the Miller County boys that got killed overseas. And we are a little old small county. We're a little old small community. But they never came home.
We ain't, Charlie was talking earlier about we have lost a lot of the values. We ain't lost them. Those men and women that went and fought and died for this country, we ain't lost nothing they went and fought and died for. We have chose to give it up. We as a nation have sat back and chose to allow people that it don't mean nothing to dictate what we can do. Let me tell you something. If it hadn't been for them men and women that went and fought and died for this country, do you think we'd be on television tonight?
No, sir, we wouldn't be here. No, we would not be here tonight. We wouldn't have television. We wouldn't have television. You wouldn't have the internet.
Let me tell you something else. Do you think we would be free to get up in the morning and go to church?
Nope.
No, sir.
No, there
if
wouldn't
we
be no
wanted
church.
to worship the Lord, we'd have to go to an underground cave. But you see, we live in a world now where they just want to cancel it. I've read an article today about they was interviewing some kids up in Washington, D.C., some college students up there. I believe it was at Georgetown. I think it was. About Memorial Day and what all it meant, and they said just cancel it. It don't mean nothing. That's an old. It don't mean a thing. Let's just do away with it. So we live in a time now that if you don't, they don't like what you do, they just cancel it. They just write it off, send it out. But hey, you know what? That's okay. We still live in the greatest nation that there is in the world. We want to look around and we want to point our fingers at people. If we want to see whose fault it is, to get up and go look in the mirror. We the ones that has allowed this to happen. Let me tell you something. Our generation dropped the ball. My mom and daddy, my granny, y'all's mom and daddy, and y'all's granny. You was raised right. You was raised to respect. You was raised to honor people. You was raised to go to church. You was raised to do the right thing. Now, it ain't that way. Our generation is the one that has let it get away. So before you get too mad and go to fussing about this and that and the other, and you really want to know who you want to fuss at, you really want to know who you want to blame it on, go look in the mirror.
Look in the mirror.
That fella that's looking back at you, or that lady that's looking back at you, that's whose fault it is. We have sat on our rear end and let it go on.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really started with my generation. I'm a little bit older than you, in the 60s.
I'm in the same.
Mid to late 60s. We was in there all along about the same. That's where it started. And we were going to have, what was it, free love and peace and love and all this kind of stuff.
It feels good, do it.
Yeah, feels good, do it. That was it right there. And anyway, it has happened. It's come to a point where it's happened, and I'm too old to do anything about it. I never had any kids, never had any children. Nadine and I weren't blessed to have any children or grandchildren or anything, but we love a lot of them. We know a lot of them, and we've interacted with a lot of young people. But most of the young people that she and I have interacted with have been respectful. Their mom and daddy tried to raise them right. One thing was when us going through that swamp gravy, when we got some swamp gravy started, that was some of the best kids I ever been around in my life. Respectful. They had a work ethic. They tried their best to be the best that they could be, and that impressed us. That really gave me hope in this country. But now we live in the South. We live in the Bible Belt. That's where we live at down here. It's different in other parts of the country. You think about what those kids are exposed to in Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, and Washington, D.C., and Boston, Massachusetts. I got a good friend of mine. He and his wife both. They have a son that lives down in the Orlando area, and the son has a child that goes to some kind of private school, some kind of good school down there. The child told them the teacher was talking to him one day, and he said, "Yes, ma'am." He said, "Yes." The child said, "Yes, ma'am," back to the teacher. And the teacher said, "What did you say?" He said, "I said, yes, ma'am." She said, "Where are you from? Where are you from? Are you from the South? Where are you from? Where did you get that from?" She said, "You don't have to yes, ma'am me or no, ma'am me. It's yes and no to me."
Mm.
Now that's what they being taught in these schools. They are being indoctrinated. And the grandmother, when she was put out with it, she said, "I don't understand that." I said, "I don't either." I said, "I don't understand where that." But those people are in positions of authority, and they can get in those kids' heads. They get in those kids' heads when they're young, and they can change them.
They can. It's you're talking about that swamp grave. I want to go back and touch on it too. What you said was so true, but I can think of a handful of kids that I know that come to Swamp Gravy that didn't have the raising that you're talking about, but y'all took them over and raised them and taught them right from wrong, taught them respect. Swamp Gravy influenced a lot of children's life, but there was some that didn't know a better way of living, and I watched Swamp Gravy change those kids. And the ones I'm talking about has went on and has graduated from high school. I don't know if they graduated college or not. I didn't keep up with them really after they left, but they turned into good, solid citizens because of not so much what they were taught, but the example y'all lived in front of them while you was doing Swamp Gravy.
Queasel and Charlotte, I gotta say, this is personal to me. Every community in the United States of America needs a swamp gravy.
I agree.
They need a swamp gravy. For y'all out there that are listening and we talking about swamp gravy, you don't know what swamp gravy is. Swamp gravy is a folk life play. We gathered oral histories from the older people that much older than we were that told us their stories, and we put it in a play form. We performed it in a 85-year-old brick cotton warehouse with a dirt floor. We performed those stories. We told their stories, and they were fantastic stories. They were great stories of survival and overcoming obstacles that you can't even imagine overcoming. But we put those things, that's what swamp gravy is. That's why I'm saying every community in America needs a swamp gravy. You need to go back to the older people. You need to go to the people who have already been in your community for a while and sit down and listen to them. Ask them, say, here's what you need to do, young folks. Here's what y'all need to do to those old folks. Do it to your grandmama and granddaddy. Do it to your mama and daddy. Sit down in some quiet time. Cut off your iPhone and what's iPad or whatever. Cut the TV off. Cut it off and say, "Granddaddy, I want you to tell me your story." And he's going to say, "So what you talking about?" "What? I want you to tell me your story. I want you to tell me from the first thing that you remember. I want you to tell me your story. I want you to tell me some events that happened in your life that changed your life." Y'all do that, man. Soak that up because it's going to be going. I was thinking about some question the other day about a person in Coffin. I couldn't, and it was one of the people whose names was on the cross that we saw. Courtney Atkinson down there, south of South Miller County. Big Edwin Atkinson's brother. I can't remember how he lost his life, but I remember he had wrote, from what I understand, he had wrote his mother a letter and told her, he said, "I'm coming home. I'm coming home." And the plane crashed or the boat sunk or whatever. He never made it home. The telegram of him dying made it home before the letter made it home that he was coming home. And I couldn't remember exactly what happened, but I thought, and there's 2 or 3 people in Miller County that I could ask, but I didn't have time to talk to them. But seek out knowledge, seek out wisdom. Old people, you may think we're crazy. You may think we don't know anything. You may think that we just stupid and in y'all's way, but seek out some wisdom and some knowledge from older people, and it'll make a difference in your life. But anyway, that's all I'm talking about. The swamp gravy, I got distracted off on that, sidetracked on that, but it's a great thing.
You and I especially, Floyd, and the 2 oldest of this group, we're losing friends, and our heroes are all but gone these days, getting to the age we are now. And I just got word from our we have listening to has just passed away.
Oh no!
And that was he was kind of almost for a while in this part of the country. evidence. Big time.
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Boy, he could sing. He was a great
He
guy.
could sing.
You never heard anything out of him either. You never heard about him getting arrested for beating up a woman or anything like that, or being doped upside the road or passed out in his car. You never heard that about old B.J. Thomas. All he did was sing. And you never did hear him. He wasn't. He didn't get into politics and be ranting and raving about politics. He just sang. That's what he did. That's what God put him on this earth to do, was to sing. And he had enough sense to realize that. And he could sing, and he did that. He changed people's lives. I'd love to listen to B.J. Thomas. And so many of our old friends, old singers like that have gone on. Old Billy Joe Royal. I'm thinking about him. I remember that morning I was on with you one morning on the TV show, and I had just got the word that Billy Joe died, and we talked about that. But we look back on who our heroes were, Queasel and Charlie and myself. We look back on who our heroes were. And now I look now at who the heroes are that the young people flock to. And there's an old saying about every society in the world is judged by who its heroes are. So, think about who your heroes are. Think about who you adore and admire and want to be just like. You may need to give that some serious thought. Some of them cats don't look to me like they hero material. Look to me like they dead end material. Look to me like it's doom and despair fooling with them. But that's where we are. So we're here tonight, y'all. We're here tonight to try to perk y'all up. We're just here to make y'all. We're reflecting is what we're doing right now.
I hate to talk about all the bad news, but I'm kind of concerned about your cousin Buki.
Okay.
Somebody asked me the other day, how do you spell Buki? You spell Buki Buekey. Isn't that right? Buki.
Bookie.
That's
like,
book.
It's like cookie with a B. Bookie.
Okay. I thought it was Buki.
Well, you can spell it any kind of which ways you want to. It's still Buki. It don't matter.
You ain't got to worry about it. I seen him. I seen him and Donnell go Rebo last week up yonder fishing. They come to the boat.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I seen both of them. You can ask Chief Hope, Jimmy Hope. We seen them. Buki and Donnell Gory was up there fishing. They had done bought them a new boat. They had them a 12-foot John boat on a trailer that would hold about a 32-foot yacht. Is where they had it. So they had to back about 3/4 of the trailer down in the water. They got it in there, and then the first time they backed it in there, Buki was backing. Donnell forgot to undo the strap. So they had to pull it out. So and undo the strap. So they did it. Then they backed it back down in there. And this time they didn't put no plug in it. They didn't put the plug in the boat. So they pulled it back out, got it looking around, and Donnell come over and talked to me. He said Buki done left the plug home. They didn't have no plug. I had to loan them a boat plug to put in the back of the boat. So I loaned them a plug. They backed it back off, got it out there, and put it in the Buki was driving the truck. Man, he had that. I don't know whose truck he was on, Floyd. He had him a Ford. It was about a 1972 model Ford. It had some of them old jacked up big old tires on it, and all the way near about to the end of the boat ramp, and the tires were about halfway under the water. Buki was hollering out the window at Donnell, but they finally got the boat launched. Then they couldn't get the boat cranked. So I looked back there, and Buki was back there cranking the boat. He was cranking the boat, trying to crank the boat. Couldn't finally get it. So Donnell crawled back there. Now both of them, I ain't making this up. Now this.
Oh no, you ain't.
Both of them was in a 12-foot John boat with the back of the boat was sitting down like this right here, about to take on water. And while Donnell was pulling on the rip cord, Buki he had cut the ground wire. He was holding the ground wire to the frame of the motor. Eventually, they got that boat took off. It crunk up in gear, and yonder they went. We ain't seen Buki and Donnell.
Oh, they living it up, man. They living it up.
They was up there.
Tell you. Why you asking about Buki there, Charlie? I ain't thought about Buki in a while.
They was there.
Well, I got educated this week. You know, you always learn something every day. And I learned something every day. And I quit smoking at the heart surgery point 9 years ago. I ain't never dipped anything, the smokeless tobacco. I've never, sure enough, I've told the story where I tried my grandma's peach snuff one time, and that was all for me. But if my grandma was living today, and some of the ladies of that era that would ease out, get around the corner and take a little dip of that dry snuff, they'd just be, they didn't have to steal what they dipped or not dip at all. I don't know. Can your cousin afford snuff that costs $40 a can?
Oh man, what you yeah? Bookie, he's stimulated. Bookie got all kind of stimulus checks. He got Bookie is on he get a disability check. He get one of them checks. You get all kind of checks. But if you claim enough illnesses and you claim enough victimhood, you can get all kind of checks. Bookie getting checks. He getting checks. He go to the mailbox. They checking there about every day. He getting something. He getting something from Joe Biden furnished him some kind of money. So snuff, $40 a can snuff don't mean nothing to Bookie. That's no problem. That's why they was up there fishing. That's why they was up there on that truck. He done bought him an old truck, bought him a boat, stimulus money. After he done bought about 3 big flat screen TVs to go in his house with his stimulus money, his unemployment money, and his disenfranchised money.
Oh, look at here. They had about a 32-inch screen depth finder on the front of that boat. They were ready to go. They were, but Charlie, you talking about the dipping snuff? You remember when you used to watch Popeye the Sailor Man? How Popeye he'd take that can of spinach and he'd squeeze it and he'd take his pipe out and his old lip would come out there. Well, that's the way Boogie looked when he went to get in the boat. His lip done all puffed out like that right there. He was pulling on that. And they were trying to crank that thing, and he never lost his cool. He just kept right on. He just kept on telling. He kept on telling Donnell to just keep pulling. Bookie eventually, he got that thing grounded. Boy, when he got that thing grounded, yonder they went.
Oh, they go, man. Bookie got it made, man. He gets cards. Bookie got him a peach card. Donnell got him a peach card. All they got to do go at the grocery store and slide that thing through that. They get all the groceries, all free groceries they want. And with the stimulus check, Bookie's stimulated. That's why he ain't upset none. He ain't gonna get flustered. No. Why would he be flustered?
Well, you know Donnell. Donnell ain't got but 3 teeth. He got one tooth here. He got a tooth over here and one back over here somewhere. But don't think he can't eat now.
Oh, I know it.
Oh man, he look like he incinerated. You give him an ear of corn. You boil him up some corn and give it to him and watch him run it through there, boy. He'll bring husky down. He'll be corn. He'll be flying everywhere.
Yeah, corn husk, kernels. Be going everywhere. Look here, boys. We need to talk about some of our sponsors here for a minute. Marvin ain't with us tonight. Marvin has abandoned us, and we need to talk about some of our sponsors. Please, won't you tell us about Mayor Cobb in there? Mayor Construction.
He is the man. He said, why fool with the rest? Just go ahead and call the bed. Mayor Cobb will build anything you want, from a skyscraper to a bomb shelter. It don't make no difference. Whatever it is, you ain't got no plan, give him a piece of paper, he'll draw it out. He'll work, he'll get it exactly like you want it. If he ain't got it like you want it, he'll tear it back out, rebuild it again, build it till it is just like you want it. He gonna treat you fair on the price. He gonna give you an honest day's work for an honest day's wage. He's easy to get along with. Boy has worked all his life. I've been knowing him. I know he a year younger than me. He worked all his life, worked hard, don't know nothing but hard work. He formed him a company, started from the ground up, worked it on up, made it one of the premier building and construction companies that we got over here. I'm telling you what, Mayor Cobb got it going on. Give him a call. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you're considering. I know the building prices is high, and people say, well, I'm going to wait. Look at him. Call him. See what he can do for you. He might can come up with you a deal. You don't ever know. Give him a call. I guarantee you he'll look out for you.
You're right. And another one over here we got over here at Old Buddy Chambers down there at Franklin Spring Creek Ford dealership in Concord, Georgia. One of the premier Ford dealerships in the nation. Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, truck new truck sales dealerships east of the Mississippi River. Now, let me tell you, I don't care where you live at. If you live in Macon, Georgia, or you live in Albany, Georgia, or you live in Dothan, Alabama, or you live in Sopchoppy, Florida, wherever you live, you make it a point to come to Colquitt, Georgia, Franklin Southwind Ford, Franklin Spring Creek Ford, and look up Buddy Chambers, Carlton Buddy Chambers. We ain't got your picture up there tonight. Can't put your pictures up anything because Marvin, he's off doing, don't know what Marvin's doing. Anyway, he's in Thomasville. Marvin can't put that stuff up tonight, but we're going to talk about y'all. Y'all come to Colquitt, Georgia, if you need you a new truck or a new car or a good used car. They having trouble getting new trucks, Queasel and Charlie. Can't get the new truck, got new trucks.
Well,
They sitting everywhere, all over the country. They sitting in on speedways and racetracks and parking lots. New trucks. Can't get them delivered to the dealerships. You know why, don't you? Y'all know why? Can't get the computer chip. Can't get the
chip is missing.
Chip's missing. That's it. Chip missing. Well, you know who we counting on for our chips? China. Counting on China for our chips. So anyway, but y'all see old Buddy Chambers down there. When the trucks start, when they get the chips, when the chips finally come in, trucks is going to be on the yard. You're going to be wrapped up with trucks down there. You won't be able to move. You won't be able to walk around there. There'll be so many new trucks and cars sitting on that parking lot.
Floyd, I saw him at work that day. I was riding by there and I saw old Buddy Chambers out there. Had the hood up on the truck, had it parked right out there, right on the lot there. And I just pulled over by the American Legion. I just sat there for a minute just to watch the master at work, just to see how it's done. He was all that, talking and doing that stuff, went around. And in just a matter of minutes, they made that handshake, man. They made that handshake.
You see it.
He done cut another deal, made another deal, done made another customer happy. I watched him. He can do it like nobody else can.
Buying a car, buying an automobile can get to be a chore. I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna pull up to some strange place there. You gonna and here come this dude. He gonna come strutting out there, and man, he gonna have the gold bracelet on, and he gonna have the watches, the ring on, and necklace chain around his neck and everything, have his hair all greased back, slicked back. You're going to have to deal with him, but you don't know how to do that with Buddy Chambers. I'm telling you now, if you live in Atlanta, I don't care if you live wherever you live, Atlanta, if you live in Texas, Colorado, come to Colquitt, Georgia, make it worth your while. Come to Colquitt, Georgia, trade with Buddy Chambers at the Ford place there.
I don't believe there's nothing about a Ford vehicle he don't know.
Ain't nothing he don't know. He don't know nothing. He know about everything. And one more of our sponsors, another one of our sponsors that we need to talk about is old Earl Boyette Circle B contractor down in Bainbridge, Georgia.
He can.
I reckon the reason I got my road finished, getting my road paved, I threatened last week to make a scene, be protesting everything, make a scene about getting Earl Boyette to come out there and finish that job that Oxford wouldn't finish. I think word got back around to Oxford Construction Company that they better get on the ball, because there's some folks that have a TV show every Saturday night that's talking about them, and they've talked about a Boyette contracting, Circle B contractor. They'd be in there, they'd have a road paved in about 30 minutes to be gone. And I'd have my white lines and my yellow line, I'd have all that. Earl Boyette, Circle B contracting down in Bainbridge, Georgia, good guy, been in the construction business. If you need equipment moved, if you need equipment hauled, if you need a driveway paved, if you need an interstate highway paved, call Boyette Circle B contracting in Bainbridge, Georgia.
If they got an airport runway, they need to get a little
airport runway.
Give them a call.
Racetrack. You got a racetrack.
Put it right on in there. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir. Right. That's it.
When's Marvin coming back? Do y'all know anything about when Marvin's gonna come back on? He's the director. We done lost a producer who's Lothario. He's courting. He ain't coming back. He's gone. Now Marvin, he's off somewhere. Eating out. And where are you right now, Queasel? Where are you at right now?
I'm at home.
Where you at, Charlie? Where you at right now?
I'm on the banks of the creek. Yeah.
I'm home. Where's Marvin? Marvin's in the road. Burning gas and wearing his tires out. He's in the road. If there's a trip to be made, let me tell you, Marvin, he's gonna go on a trip. If they know where to go, he's gonna tell his folks, y'all come on, let's get in the car. Let's go. They said, where we're going? I don't know. We're going somewhere though. Ain't gonna stay here at the house.
Did I understand him right a while ago at the beginning of the show? He said, or maybe before the show, he said he had ordered his food and was waiting on it to come in. Is that?
That's what he said. He was sitting in the car Y'all seen him sitting in the car before we went live. He was talking to us about it, and I asked him. I said, "What's your order, Marvin? Blackened grouper or blackened what is it? Grouper?
Grouper.
Whatever the most expensive thing on the menu was. That's what he ordered.
Somebody else must be paying for it.
Yeah, that's what he ordered. What the most expensive thing on the menu was.
And he said he's gonna get in some collard greens. Ordered some collard greens.
I'd hate to be in that automobile coming home.
Listen, he won't never make it from Thomasville to Concord, not even blackened grouper and collard greens. Them blackened devices to go get in there to go mingle late with them collard greens.
Yeah.
They
You know
what? Emergency. They
You would tell you what.
Emergency road stop. Huh?
He's going to be making a way through a lot of Southwest Georgia that's closed by this time of the night, and there ain't no stores open.
Ain't no store. He won't make it. He won't make it from Thomasville to Cairo if he gets them collard greens. No way. No way.
Not even.
But anyway, I don't know where we're at on time. I don't know, but our producer's gone. Lothario, he's courting. He's gone. He's toast. And then our director, can't count on him because he's always somewhere. No. He's off somewhere. He got something to do. He got a commencement to go to, or he got something to go to somewhere. But I think he got a pretty good excuse tonight. I think the night was his mama's birthday party.
Mama's birthday.
I think they programmed him to be at mama's birthday party. Hey, y'all see him? There he comes again. Y'all see him out there.
Hey,
He done ate them collard.
Look at that, mama.
Look at that.
Woo, happy birthday, baby.
Hey, happy birthday, lady.
Thank you.
That was horrible. Look.
Oh my goodness gracious!
There's the daddy. Hey, there's the daddy right there. Bless his heart. And bless mama's heart.
I know it. They just didn't know what they were producing, did they?
Oh yeah, they
had no idea.
They know. No, they noted at an early age, Queasel. They when about 2 years old, when he was about 2, they knew where it was headed.
I'll be back.
What you go? He gotta go now. Gotta go. They got dessert coming. He got his ice cream coming. Ice cream and cheesecake coming. He got to leave us now for a minute. Well, we know where he's at now anyway.
I hope he ain't got to get on no elevator.
Oh no, no elevator, none at all. What y'all gonna do? What you gonna do tomorrow? What you gonna do tomorrow? You gonna stay home tomorrow? How about Monday? You gonna take Monday off?
Who, me?
Who?
Charlie. I'm asking Charlie. What about you, Queasel? You gonna take Monday off? I ain't either. I got to go, man.
I got to work. Well, I got no. I mean, I'll be home, but I had to go to work to rest. My wife worked me to death on a whole day. She done already give me a list of stuff need to be done.
Well, tell me about this. Now, tell me, y'all, you give us a little short report on about your fishing trip up there with you and Chief Hope. How in the world y'all make out up there?
Let me tell you something. Before now that you were talking about a while ago, telling story. Night before last, me and Chief Hope, we got it sitting out there. It was dark. The wind was blowing. It was too windy to fish, so we were sitting out there and just watching the water and looking. And we got to talking about the old times around Cockwood. We got to talking about some of the old stuff that used to go on, the old people, and we got to talking about when back when the law used to be the law and the police was respected, and it didn't make no difference where it was speeding or murder. The fine in Cockwood was 1875, that's right. And they'd rather have cash. It didn't make no difference. And we got to talk about, and before we know it done been about 4 or 5 hours. It was 8 or midnight.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got to talk about the old times, but we went out there, and let me tell you something. That Ruby Hope, she is a fishing machine. She don't never stop. She got two reels, and she's got about 10 in reserve. She break a line. She ain't no be no stop. Wait a minute, let me tie another hook on. Oh no, she just throws it to the side, picks up another, and chunks it. She got them. She got spares everywhere. She was reeling them in. I don't know. I think Chief Hope counted in all. We cleaned probably somewhere around about 400 shell crackers, catfish, and but now that was over. That was over. A 4, 5 day, 6 day period, and we'd go out and catch a few. But the wind didn't cooperate, and the folks what was running the water level didn't cooperate. It was up, and you pull your boat up one night, next night you go out there and be on dry ground. The next morning it'd be, so it was. But the fishing was tough. We found one little old bed and found some drop off and biting, and they was biting on, and met a lot of nice people. Saw a lot of people fishing, but about I say about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the fishing pretty much was over because here come the weekend, the jet skis and
Jet
the ski
ski.
boats,
Ooh,
ski
yeah.
boats, and all that. Man, it looked like them waves out there. It looked like Hawaii 5-0 coming in with them waves, coming in big
Yeah.
old boats coming by. You can hear them. You can hear them booming out there coming up the road, and you can hear them boom boxes. They got them speakers coming out of them things, man. You can hear them for miles and miles away. They be coming out there, and every now and then you see the old game warden. He come through there, and then everybody quiet down, turn the radio back down, and everybody be acting. Game warden come easing through. He'll get through, and they'll boom them back up and take off again. They ready to go. But I never saw Donnell and Bookie again, except from the boat landing. I don't know where they wound up at. The truck was still there when I left.
Which way were they headed?
Going on.
Where were they headed when
Well,
you
they come out
saw
the
them
landing.
finally take off?
When they took off, they was pointed toward the channel to the river. Because you just come around a little point, you ride straight out to the river, and they was gone. I'm talking about like
They probably still up there. They probably still up there catching fish.
They might have been.
I hadn't seen Bookie in a while.
But the fishing was it was tough up there. But we saw a lot of people that they got them a fish cleaning house up there, and that's another story we're gonna have to tell you about. George Williams. Me and Chief Holt found out George Williams was the chief engineer and designer on his fish cleaning table. We'll tell you that's another story to tell you about.
Yeah, we need some evidence on that. Documentation.
We saw a lot of people that caught fish and just had a good time. Man, we ate. Woo, we ate.
Cooked and ate, didn't you?
Man, we had a good time. It was fun just to get away and have fun. What about you? What you been doing?
Well, I've been thinking. I've been commiserating, and I'm trying to. I kind of come up with another deal, a new segment here on our show. I got the Floyd short list, and I'm just about offended by everybody that can be offended, especially them Pentecostals.
Oh no!
And I said I need to change. I need to change course. I still got my short list. No, I still got my short list. Don't worry about that. That ain't going nowhere. I got it, but I got a new segment I'm adding to it, and it's called Dictionary Definitions and Floyd's Definitions.
Oh.
See, the dictionary got one way of looking at things, and Floyd got another way of looking at things. I'm gonna read y'all 2 or 3 of them tonight that I've come up with. I'm gonna go ahead and go through my short list first, and then I'm gonna read y'all some of the dictionary definitions and some of the Floyd definitions and see if that makes sense. And if it goes on, we're gonna have a test balloon. We're gonna test it and see if it flies, if if it crashes. We'll wind that sheet of paper up and throw it away. Move on. All right, let's get with the short list here. South Georgia Jews. Y'all know y'all read scripture, don't you? Y'all read scripture about what is that, Leviticus and all back in there. Y'all read that's Jews, that Jew wrote all of that. He one I'm gonna write for you. South Georgia and South Alabama Jews that refuse to eat catfish or shrimp. Hey man, they'll eat crawfish. Right now, you Pentecostals, they'll get you. Hold on, it's coming. Hold on. Go ahead and get some of this out of the way. Here's another one right here. It says, the ways that wearing multiple gold chains around your neck, how it makes you a better baseball player.
Some of them can't even throw the ball for them.
They can't throw the ball for to get the hand all hung up in the gold chain. Here's what I wish would happen. Here's what I wish would happen. What's that was named? Acuna, with Raul Acuna Jr. He got him all around his neck, everything. He looked like Mr. T, I wish he was running one day and one of them would come up back and pop one of his front teeth out. He would be a snag up back. I wish that would happen. I ain't wishing him no harder because he'll get it replaced with a gold tooth.
Gold tooth.
Yeah, he'll get a gold tooth. Hey, here's another one right here. Pentecostal preachers that don't believe in black hair dye. Oh Lord, it's coming. I know it's coming. Here's one right here, short list. Very short list. And this is brought to you by Barry Hill, Ray T.C. Barry Hill, Barry Hill Auctioneers. He's our sponsor. He's our main sponsor on this. So Barry Hill, here you go. Here's some more. Pentecostal preachers that wear a rainbow tie. Pentecostal preachers that eat hummus. Oh Lord, have mercy. Hey, Pentecostal preachers that drive a Yugo. Pentecostal preachers that use and practice aromatherapy. Oh man, have mercy. Here's another one. Jewish shopkeepers in Saudi Arabia.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm telling you. Here's another one right here for my friends over in the Mid East for them. Same-sex married couples in Saudi Arabia that are still alive.
Ooh.
All right, here I'm going to leave y'all with one that's this ain't funny, but it's the truth. It's a very short list right here. Family members of slain police officers who have been killed in the line of duty that have been invited to the Joe Biden White House.
Amen.
That's
Whoa.
the shortest list.
Amen.
Shortest list. You right.
There's none no shorter
telling
than that.
you.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give y'all
That's
I'm gonna give. Yeah, I know. It's the truth. Hey, ain't nothing but the truth. If I'm telling a lie, call me. Call me on this line right here, man. Hotline. All right, here one. This is Floyd's. This is dictionary definitions versus Floyd's definitions. Here is the dictionary definition of social distancing.
Oh.
Social distancing definition: remaining out of congregate settings, avoiding mass gatherings, and keeping at least 6 feet apart. Dictionary definition. Floyd's definition: get back, Jack. Here's dictionary definition of public servant. And we all know who we talking about here. Public servant. Public servant is a person who is elected or appointed to a state, national, or local political office. Floyd's definition of a public servant: a person who has no skills other than pretending to care about their constituents while extorting as much money as possible from taxpayers.
Amen.
Which one are you gonna go with, y'all? Hey, which one you go? You going with the dictionary? You gonna go with Floyd's definition? I got one more here for you. Here's it right here. This is bureaucracy. Definition meaning of bureaucracy: an organization that has multi-layered systems and processes designed to maintain uniformity and control within a government organization. Bureaucracy. That sounds pretty good, don't it? Y'all want to know Floyd's definition of a bureaucrat? People who you cannot fire for being incompetent. They can only be promoted with a pay raise and implement policies that can ruin your life but has no effect on theirs. That's a bureaucrat.
That's about right.
That's it.
That's just about 2 or 3 of them right there. If y'all like them, say yeah. If you don't, Florida quit on them, because I got them, man. I got them stacked in here. I got a stack of
I
them.
like them.
I don't know where Marvin there
I'm
is.
here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Did you eat?
I
Did you
come
eat?
Man, did I eat? I had blackened grouper, had some of my mama's ribeye, had some of my daughter's salmon, I had coleslaw, I had a salad. I was gonna get me a pot of collard greens, but I said I better not because it's too long of a drive home.
Amen, brother. You
Yeah, we done
chose
already.
wisely.
What you go? What you gonna get for dessert?
I didn't do no dessert. I was good. I was good. I'm gonna go by Eliano's in a minute and get me a cup of coffee for the ride home.
You go about where?
It's a new coffee company called Eliano's.
And you already
That's
know
it.
about it.
He
Oh yeah.
already know about it. Yeah.
Where's
Yeah. He don't,
Charlie? Where'd he go?
I don't know. He blanked out on us.
I don't know.
There he
Charlie.
is. He
There
back.
he is.
Hey
He
Charlie.
back.
He's adjusting his
back.
screen there.
Charlie, can you hear me?
He can't hear you.
He don't hear me, does he?
Go ahead on, Marvin.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna tell him to start. It's we about right at 9 o'clock. I was gonna get him to start the closeout.
He can't close that. He gonna hear us. Why don't you close
Charlie.
it back, Marvin?
All
Or you
right.
want to come to you last?
Yeah, come to me last.
I'll start closing out. Good to be with y'all again tonight, folks. We enjoyed being with y'all. We've talking about things that's happened in the past, talking about things that might happen in the future. We love y'all. Remember what Memorial Day is about. Remember what Memorial Day is about. Everybody out there that's listening has got somebody that they know of, some family member or somebody or some friend of a family member or somewhere far back down the line that has served in the military, and some of them got killed. Some of them never came home from the time they left here. They never saw home again. But just be mindful of what Memorial Day is about. And thank y'all for inviting us into your house. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all have a blessed and safe holiday. See you next week. Weasel.
You know, I think about Memorial Day. I can't help but when I think about Memorial Day, my Uncle Homer Harrison comes to mind. He didn't die in the line of duty, but he was the crew chief on a B-24 bomber with the mighty 8th Air Force. And I'm just gonna guess, but I'd say at least a half a dozen of his crewmates did die in some of the bombing raids they went. And we was talking about this night before last, sitting around talking about some of the stories Uncle Homer used to tell me about these, and they was kids. You know, one of them lied. I believe he was 16 or 17. He lied to say he was 18 to get in there to fight for his country. That lost his life, and Uncle Homer be talking about they be going on these bombing runs, and these little old bitty skinny little old bitty guys, they would fit them up in them gun turrets, and they'd be shooting them guns, and them enemy planes be coming down and shooting them, and you know, they'd pull them out and try to do everything they could, and then before they'd get back to the base, but he would tell me he could name every one of them.
Good.
Up until the day he died, he could name every one of them. He could tell you what happened to them, what part of them got shot. He could tell you all about them. And every time he'd go telling them stories, you see tears start welling up in his eyes. You know, as a nation, we need to stop and remember the men and women that gave their life for this country. But we also need to remember the ones like Uncle Homer that went through giving up his flight crew. He told me he took it personal because he said it was my sworn duty. I was responsible for every soul on that aircraft. It was my responsibility. He said I wasn't a pilot, but they were my responsibility. What they went through, we don't have no idea. We really don't know to make the nation that we got. But you know, how can we expect people to remember and really appreciate and respect and acknowledge Memorial Day when they won't acknowledge the man that died on the cross for our sins so that we could even have life to start with? Our priorities have gotten so far out of line. We got to bring them back, and they ain't but one way back. The road is going to lead to the cross. That's the only way we can bring them back. But I just want to say to any of you out there that has got family members that died in combat somewhere, that we appreciate their sacrifice. We honor you as a family member for their sacrifice. Don't you for 1 minute think that sacrifice wasn't important, because it was. And we just want to thank you for tuning in tonight, being a part of what we call our family. We consider y'all all as our family. And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all again next week. And Marvin, I'm going to let you take us home.
again, thank you guys for joining all of us tonight. Sorry I had to come in and out, but I had to be with my mom on her birthday. And but we appreciate each and every one of you joining us each week. We want to do a big shout out to our sponsors, Mr. Carlton Buddy Chambers, Franklin Spring Creek Ford, Circle B Contracting, MC Construction, and Berry Hill Auctioneers. We appreciate them very much. Also, our big screen tonight, Omar's Emu Oil, Cane Syrup, Hot Tamales, VCR Rentals, Used Rubber, and Noni Juice Bar in Sweet Lips, Tennessee. And we are glad that he had us on the big screen tonight. Guys, I'm not going to rehash about Memorial Day. You've heard it. It's more than a holiday. It's about remember the sacrifice. Tomorrow is Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Give him his due. Go to church. Turn on the TV. Turn on Facebook. Get on and give the Lord his due time tomorrow. Scripture for today, James 1. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of a man he was. But whosoever looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. We love y'all. We look forward to seeing y'all again next Saturday night, same place, same time.
Love you.
See y'all.